Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 32 now of the Framed podcast. Today, you have myself, Charlie, and Craig is back on this week, and we are discussing all things to do with the boys. We are 5 episodes down on the final season at the time of recording. This will drop the day episode 6 releases, but we obviously can't talk about that one just yet. We're going to be discussing all our theories for the final 3 episodes. We're going to talk about how we want the show to end, how we think it will end. We've got a couple of games to play along the way, as always. No news this week because there's not really anything to cover. But yeah, we've got 2 The Boys themed games and then a 2026 movies themed game. Craig, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Keeping busy. Ready to chat all things The Boys. So,
Trying to catch up with all these shows is manic.
mate, the past few Wednesdays have been great. Having Invincible, The Boys, and Daredevil. We're just never going to have moments like that again. And to be able to set that, oh, mate, that was great. So, yeah, no, Invincible was great, but we won't talk about Invincible. But The Boys have been a really strong season so far, and obviously, 3 episodes left. So,
yeah, it's a good start. Good start. Okay, we're going to kick off with 2 games.
all
My
right, let's
first
do
one
it.
for you it's a fairly simple concept, but there's some answers that could slip you up, but most of it is quite easy. So,
Okay.
Craig, I need you to name all 15 official members of the 7 throughout the 5 seasons of The Boys.
Oh, crikey. All right. Homelander, A-Train, Queen Maeve, Translucent, Starlight, Firecracker, Sister Sage, after obviously the previous episode, am I right in saying Mr. Marathon was on that? Technically? Soldier Boy wasn't, was he?
He's
He
currently
was?
one.
Soldier Boy, yeah?
Yeah. He's one now.
Stormfront.
Yep, nice.
How many am I missing?
You're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will say 3 are incredibly obvious. The other 2 are quite rogue.
Missing Black Noir.
Yep.
Would it technically count as Black Noir 2.0? Like
Yep,
the other
they're both
Black
1.
Noir?
That's 2. You're missing 1 who's been in it since season 1.
The Deep.
Last 2 are the 2 rogue ones. One appeared in 2 seasons, but only 2 episodes, and one appeared in 1 season, 2 episodes.
Who was the one that Starlight took over? Wasn't Bomb Guy, whatever his name is. No.
Starts with an S. It's the one that Homelander murked on the roof.
Yeah. Oh god, what's his name? Oh man. Oh, I can see it. I can see him in my head. I just can't picture his name.
He's got a banger song as well.
No, I can't remember.
No, there's one more.
And when was this?
This was season 1 and 2.
Oh man, there's only 2 left. I'm gonna have to give up. I can't remember the name.
I'm gonna let you have the one from season 3 because you pretty much named. Well, not named, but told me who it is. So that was Supersonic.
Supersonic. Yeah.
And then the last one you missed was Lamplighter from season 1 and 2.
Yes, that was it.
Played by Iceman from the X-Men. That's our first game out of the way.
Mate.
We're going to come back to another boys game in a minute. We're going to move on to one about 2026 movies. Okay. So this is Guess the 2026 movie from the Letterboxd review.
Oh god, okay.
Obviously, it's films that have released so far. Some of them are incredibly obvious. Some of them are not so much.
You watch me fumble this.
So the first one I can hope you get straight away, but this is crazy. Critics can suck my hee-hee.
Is that Michael Jackson or Michael?
The next one is the definition of accidentally became important at work and it's ruining my life.
Send help?
Not send help. Quite a big film from this year. Probably the biggest film that we've had so far this year.
Or Project Hail Mary?
Yeah, it's Hail Mary.
I don't know why Send Help came to mind.
I'm not sure if you'll get this one. I don't know if you've seen it. This is, they made a 9-year-old bald Mark Zuckerberg the villain of a movie against AI.
I'm just trying to think what's come out. I'm a 9-year-old bold. What's come out this year, then? Mate. Tell you what, that one's got me.
Any idea?
I'm just trying to think in my head what's got. No, that's not a clue.
That is Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
That's made my top 3 so far this year, so
Really?
I
Okay.
recommend it. Your next one is Massive Fucking Shark in the Sky with Birds. What the fuck? Okay.
Massive fucking shark in the sky. Oh, is that Hoppers?
It's Hoppers, yes. Your next one is, I can't believe they made 101 of these fucking films.
Why is it I automatically think of the Dalmatians, but obviously not.
This is practically as obvious as that.
101 of these films. Is it Crime 101?
Crime 101, yeah.
Yes.
This one I should hope you get quite quickly. More like Furious George.
Oh my god. Hold on, wait. Oh, is it this year? Is it Primate? Is that this year?
Yeah. It's just about this year, very early January. You got 2 more.
Yeah, go on.
This one is The Seakeeper.
The Seakeeper. Oh god. Tell you what, you might have got me with this one.
I'll say that is, the review is a sort of parody of the lead actor's one of his past movies.
Oh, what's that for? Hold on. What's the film called? It's the Jason Statham film, isn't it? Well, I don't know what the film's called. I haven't seen it. Oh, mate.
Should we go half a point?
What's the film called? Hold on. Give me 2 seconds if I don't get it. No, I can't remember the film.
That is Shelter.
Shelter.
Last one. Fairly easy, I think. How to Train Your Zombie.
Do you think, but How to Train Your Dragon wasn't this year? What zombie films come out this year?
You loved this film. You love this franchise.
28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
There we go. That is your last one. Yeah, there's some funny ones in there. But Letterboxd always reigns supreme on reviews. There were some that I purely couldn't put in because I couldn't bring myself to say them. Wuthering Heights, I'm looking at you. He's going to find one of them. There's no ones that I can say. The final game that we've got today is one that we've done, I think, once or maybe twice before, which is find the link between these 2 actors. So I've got 2 actors in pairs from The Boys. Before, we got a lot of, should we say, slander for using the MCU. So there's 2 things we're going to rule out for today. We can't use the MCU.
Okay.
We also can't connect them through The Boys itself.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
And I honestly don't know if 2 of these are possible, but I think 1 definitely is.
All right.
So your first one is Jack Quaid and Anthony Starr. Is there a way we can do this?
I'm trying to think what Anthony Starr has also been in, but Rain Man. What has Anthony Starr been in? Why do I not know anything that he's been in right now?
The only thing that's come into my head right now is G20 with Viola Davis from last year.
There is that. And there's also the series Banshees, but I don't know if anyone else is actually in that.
I think a good connection that we could use here is Oppenheimer for Jack Quaid. There's a lot of people in that.
There is a lot of people in that. So Jack Quaid was in Oppenheimer. Who's been with Viola Davis? What's Viola Davis been in? I'm just trying to think. Hold on. You've got in that cast. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to connect someone from Oppenheimer to Viola Davis.
Yeah. There is a way to do this, I think. This is
Too
tough.
early in the morning.
For context, this is 9:30 in the morning.
Yes.
Um,
I can't remember any of the Oppenheimer cast right now.
with like Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Downey.
Has anyone starred with Ethan Hawke?
Ooh, that's a shout.
Because Ethan Hawke can go to Denzel Washington in Training Day. Denzel Washington can go to Fences. Who's been with Ethan Hawke? I'm trying to think what's Ethan Hawke been in lately? Ethan Hawke. Oh man, this is not good, is it? Oh my god. My brain is like gone.
I think I've done it.
You got it?
Anthony Starr is in G20 with Viola Davis. Viola Davis stars in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, which stars Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone voices in a film called Animal Crackers with Emily Blunt, who's in Oppenheimer, which stars Jack Quaid.
There you go. That would do it.
Shout out my cousins for showing me Animal Crackers. Terrible film, by the way.
Not surprised.
I'm not even going to talk about what it is. Right, our next one. Again, this is going to be quite a tough one, I think, because I don't really know much of one of their works. But Jensen Ackles and Carl Urban. Now, the immediate one here, I'm thinking, is Lord of the Rings. Because there's a lot of people in that.
Jensen Ackles, obviously in Supernatural. In Supernatural, you've got, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan has been in Invincible. He's been in The Walking Dead. I feel like Jeffrey Dean Morgan is the bridge to connect it all.
Yeah, I'm just going to check something.
Has anyone from The Walking Dead been... I'm trying to connect this up in my head. Jensen Ackles, Supernatural, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Was Lee Pace in anything? Wasn't he? He was in The Hobbit, wasn't he?
He's in Lord of the Rings now.
Is he in Lord of the Rings as well?
Oh no, he's in The Hobbit, yeah.
He's in The Hobbit.
But he'll be in The Hunt for Gollum. That's it. That's where I got confused.
Well, surely if he was in Hobbit, so you've got Jensen Ackles, Supernatural, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Invincible, Lee Pace, The Hobbit, Ian McKellen, Lord of the Rings,
Carl
and
Urban.
then Carl Urban.
Yeah, sweet. Done it. Nice.
Surely I'll take that.
Okay, final one. Simon Pegg and Laz Alonso.
God, Laz Alonso. What has Laz Alonso been in?
He was in the first Avatar, which might help us.
He was in the first Avatar.
That gives you Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver.
Simon Pegg. You got Mission Impossible, which is obviously one of the biggest franchises.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I was going Cornetto trilogy in my head. I forgot.
Yeah. I think in Mission Impossible, you obviously got Tom Cruise, Rebecca Ferguson. You also, I'm trying to think, Henry Cavill. We need to get to Laz Alonso in there. We obviously can't use MCU, but we've got Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver. Sam Worthington, obviously, in the latest Fuse movie with Theo James.
Aaron Taylor Johnson's in a lot.
Has Aaron Taylor Johnson done anything with any of the other Mission Impossible cast? Or Theo James, you got In Betweeners movie. Theo James, you've got in The Gentleman. I don't really know much of the cast in The Gentleman. Simon Pegg. Oh man. This is a tough one. This is a real tough one. I'm trying to connect that one.
I thought I had something there. No, I didn't.
I am struggling with this one. I'm not going to lie to you.
I thought this one would be easier than it was.
Simon Pegg, obviously, has been in a lot. You need to connect it to Avatar somehow. Because I don't know what else Laz Alonso has been in. Obviously, Laz Alonso did make a sort of cameo in the latest film, which has got Kate Winslet in.
Yes.
Kate Winslet been in anything with Tom Cruise or Rebecca Ferguson? I don't. Have they been in anything with Leo in?
Yeah, I was going down a trail, but it's not working. I had Avatar, Zoe Saldana, Emilia Perez, Edgar Ramirez to Borderlands, which of course has like Kate Blanchett, Jack Black, Kevin Hart. I don't know where I go from there.
Mate, this has got us, this one.
I've got it.
Go on. Go on.
Laz Alonso's in Avatar with Zoe Saldana, who's in Emilia Perez, which stars Edgar Ramirez, who's the villain of Borderlands, which stars Jack Black, who's in the Minecraft movie with Jason Momoa, who's in Doom with Rebecca Ferguson, who's in Mission Impossible with Simon Pegg. My God, that was tough.
Well done.
Because I was like, there's someone in Minecraft here.
Minecraft movie is it, mate?
Yeah.
Wow. That was tough.
Finally, after 2 years, it's finally served a purpose. God, that one was stressing me out. I reckon if you sit with these for long enough, none of them are impossible.
No, they can't be. Because obviously they have to connect somehow. They can't be impossible.
Yeah. Some of them could be insanely long. But yeah, we could end up having a whole episode of them if we did.
We could.
Coming soon. Right, let's jump over to, I guess, discussing all things to do with the boys.
Absolutely.
It's not a full review, but let's approach it as if it was. Let's go, what's your rating out of 10 for the season so far?
And we're on episode 5 just gone, haven't we?
5, yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, 7. Okay, you're a little higher than me.
Yeah. I don't think... I mean, a lot of people have been saying that we've been getting, like, filler episodes and stuff like that. I don't agree, especially for the latest episode. Obviously, spoilers ahead if you haven't seen The Boys. Or read the comics, because we'll be discussing that as well. With the latest episode, which is the filler episode, which is obviously that sort of non-linear style, we look at Firecracker, we look at Sister Sage, we look at Soldier Boy, and they were all pivotal to the story, which is why it's not a filler, because Firecracker, who wasn't in the comics, played a really important part in that and did a really, Valerie Curry did a great episode, great performance in that episode. Obviously, she's going against everything that she knows, and she's scared about obviously what Homelander will do. You've got Sister Sage, who again wasn't in the comics, who is obviously quite a pivotal part of it because she's like the mastermind behind it all. We know her plan now from all of this. She doesn't care about Homelander. She doesn't want Homelander to get that V1. She just wants to sit in a bunker and just chill out. And then obviously you've got Soldier Boy, who those final 20 minutes of the latest episode was great. You know, the supernatural reunion, the random cameos from Seth Rogen and McLovin. I think it was all quite pivotal to the point of the fact that, yes, there's only 3 episodes left, but, you know, Soldier Boy's now shown how much he sort of wants to protect Homelander in a sense. You know,
no one
he didn't,
fucks his son but him.
which was hell of a
Crazy
line.
line.
Some of the best things from this series and the show as a whole has been any sort of anything that's come out of Soldier Boy's mouth.
Would you like some knee pads? It's such a great
Because
line.
he hasn't really got, he's got a great voice. He's a singer. I did a video on like his his band and stuff, but his voice isn't like that, and I think that's great because he'll go properly deep for it. It's just like, you want some knee pads, and it's just so great. He's just one of the best characters in there. But I do think this
glad that
series
out
is
of
great.
anyone getting a spin off, it's him.
I know we are getting Vault Rising, which is really good because obviously Gen V season 3 has been cancelled, which is a little bit annoying because I do like the characters and they're obviously not going to show up in any sort of sense by the sounds of it in this series. I thought Marie Moreau, whatever, I think it's Marie, isn't it, was going to be some sort of pivotal part of this.
They're going to have to pop up at some point because they're in the trailer, but it feels all too late now.
But didn't they pop up in episode 1? Or am I not remembering that right?
I think A-Train says, like, I heard about the rallies, go Marie Moreau, and that's the only mention of her so far.
I don't know if Eric Kripke's got a different plan, because obviously, you know, they're such pivotal characters. Marie Moreau had this obviously control of blood and everything, so I thought that would be quite pivotal to the series, but obviously not, so I don't know where that's going to go now, and if we're actually ever going to see these characters again, which is a bit of a shame. But I like Gen V. I like Gen V a lot. But to get Vault Rising, which obviously we get Stormfront back, we get to see more of Soldier Boy, which is great. The last episode, before, I think episode 4, we got to see some of, you know, sort of Soldier Boy's. I think people have said in my comments, and I'm pretty sure I've looked around, that was his brother who did the sort of Last of Us Vine.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Effect stuff. And I think that he did something. There's not obviously much of a backstory, because I think that's going to be part of the pivotal story of how they both got powers and how they got the V1 back in the 50s.
I'm guessing we're going to see Fort Harmony again, but not like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole different. I think that's great that we're getting that, because we get to see, you know, the start of Vault, because it's obviously called Vault Rising. We get to see the early 7. We get to see, you know, more of Stormfront, which, you know, yes, she was a bad character, but she was also a great character because obviously it's entertaining.
We're going to probably meet Bombsight next week, who's also going to be in that.
We'll meet Bombsight. Yeah, I don't know who's playing Bombsight or anything, but obviously we'll see him.
I know who he is in Vault Rising, but I don't know if it's going to be the same guy.
You'd think it'd be the same guy. You'd think, because obviously
it's Mason Dye from Stranger Things.
Oh,
he's the guy that he was like the high school bully guy in season 4 that was going after Lucas.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's going to be him.
Well, obviously the V1 doesn't make you age, does it? So it's like, surely
it should be him.
They'll be the same one. Well, I do think this series has been really strong. I've sort of rambled on. What have you thought about it?
Yeah, I very much agree. I don't think it's filler in the way that people are saying it's filler at all. Yeah, maybe we didn't need Terra's POV, but it was fun. Strangest thing I've ever seen on my TV, by the way.
Or that his daydreams.
Yeah, Tony Starr, bless him, having to act that out.
You imagine setting that script and go, okay, we've got to record you. Can you, this is from the dog's POV. We want, to.
Can you just quickly get on all fours and we'll just get this one done and we can move on?
Honestly,
crazy work. But yeah, I don't agree it's filler, but I do feel like a lot of maybe the last 3 episodes could have been perhaps condensed down into 2.
Okay.
And then I feel like this second half of the season we should have really been ramping things up, because I also feel like this is only highlighting how weak season 4 was. if we're still having to do necessary groundwork and set up for the show's finale now, when it just felt like we wasted a lot of time in season 4.
Okay.
A lot of season 4 felt like repetitive narrative. I think the shapeshifter thing at the end was really odd. It didn't go anywhere. It's just kind of like, oh, we need to add something else to our climax of the season here.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like maybe the end of that season should have been when they introduced V1. He already had the virus, so it would have been fine. So yeah, I think we could have set some things up more in season 4, but fair enough, they had to leave it. But I'm not going to sit here and say it's bad. I've still very much enjoyed it. I just think the first 2 episodes when we had like A-Train obviously dies, and then the next episode they're already using the virus, you think Soldier Boy's died. There's genuinely like a sense of stakes and no one's safe. And then we went like 2 episodes with nothing really happening. We lost someone else again this week with Firecracker. But it's like the stakes are starting to come back. But at the beginning, it was like, oh, this whole season's going to have really good stakes, really good urgency. We're going to be really moving forward. It felt like we had the end in sight and we were working our way towards it. Felt like we sort of stumbled a little bit. The end of last week's episode started getting back to that. And I do think from this week, it's only going to ramp up because either the boys are going to get V1 and everyone else is fucked, or Homelander's going to get it and everyone else is fucked. So either way, most of the world is fucked.
I'm intrigued to see how it goes because you're aware of the comics, aren't you, and how it all plays out. Obviously, spoilers, but if you don't care, you don't care. So obviously, in the comics, I find it really interesting how Black Noir 2.0, if you want to call it that, or Black Noir was really a Homelander clone, which is quite interesting. And that Homelander clone was actually the one that's been doing all the bad stuff that you've been seeing Homelander do, essentially in the TV show, but also in the comics. So the actual Homelander in the comics was just a pawn, basically, to a sense, obviously, to a sense. Obviously, they're not going down that route, and a lot of people had those theories early on being like, Black Noir must be Sam from Gen V, or must be a Homelander clone, because you wouldn't see in his face, you wouldn't see in anything.
Yeah.
And obviously, we know now that it's just Black Noir as Black Noir, 2.0. I find it quite interesting, the whole dynamic between him and the Deep, because I feel like that's just boiling over.
I think one of them's gone next week.
I don't remember how it plays out in the comics, but I don't think the Deep dies in the comics.
No, he leaves and makes his own supergroup.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Give me that spin-off.
Yeah, I want more of the Deep because I think Chase Crawford is great. I think just from that dynamic, I perhaps feel, one of them, I think I agree with you, one of them has got to go next week. And I feel like it'll be Black Noir over the Deep.
Yeah.
We saw Adam Bork come back, who obviously was the director of Dawn of the Seven, who got that poor eel up where it should have done. And Black Noir obviously just wants to have sort of a normal life, if you will. So I don't know. I would hope that they go down the route of one of them dying, because I feel like it sort of needs to. But also, Eric Kripke has said that it's not going to be one of those series where everyone survives at the end. And then Homelander, Anthony Starr, came out this week and was like, not saying it directly, but more indirectly. He was like, there was a series recently where everyone survived, Stranger Things. He was like, how has everyone survived? That shouldn't be how a show like that should end. Obviously, detailing the fact that this is not how The Boys is going to end, because it just wouldn't work like that. This is the final season. One of them will die. I don't know if it will go down the same route of the comics.
I think there's only about 4 people left at the end.
Yeah. Obviously, have you seen what episode 7's called?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's probably going to follow the same suit as the comics. I think Butcher's going to go on some sort of rampage. And obviously Kamiko and Frenchie, I think, are all done in that episode. I think it will go down that same route. But I'm trying to figure out, I don't know what your theory is, but I don't know what's going to happen in that final bit with Homelander and Butcher. I don't know how that's going to play out, if that's going to be, we've got the image of the White House from the preview images before the season started. So I don't know.
Yeah, because I saw rumors that Homelander goes like as early as next week, but I don't think that's right. If he'd already had the V1 or we were further progressed through, I think, yeah, probably would have agreed maybe next week. But there's so many trailer moments we haven't seen yet, specifically like the White House stuff, and that is probably going to be the big ending because in the comics that is where everything heads up. There's a couple of shots from the comics that I want to see happen. I want Homelander to die with the crowbar through the eye. I'd love it if they do that.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
I think it'll be a nice moment to pay a bit of homage to the comics, especially as they haven't, done everything by the comics. How they managed to get Butcher close enough to pull that shot off is beyond me. But if they do pull it off, I'll appreciate that. But I don't need it to happen to be like, oh, this series is 5-star. Just be like a fun thing.
Yeah.
I do wonder how it's all gonna wrap up and close off. But
yeah,
I reckon this ends with maybe. I think Starlight and Huey are surviving. They've been the show's narrative all the way through. They're probably like Frenchie and Kimiko and MM as well. You've grown to like them, but you still know deep down they're pretty shitty people. Whereas you know that like Annie and Huey are just trying to be good people, and that's all they've tried to be through the whole thing. So they deserve their happy ending. I think obviously I don't think they're going to kill off Ryan and Zoe.
No.
Because I think, unfortunately, without them becoming the one thing that they swore to parody, there is their option for them to do their own version of like Young Avengers.
Yeah.
Or if they continue on Gen V, they now are old enough to fit in with that group of characters.
Yeah.
Ryan's actor, I think, is 18 this year.
Yeah.
So it's like he would now fit in with that group. So wherever they go, you can see Ryan following them.
I do wonder how it will play out with the V1, because obviously we've been lining up for someone to get it. I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Who do you think gets it?
Do you know what's really difficult is because obviously Soldier Boy's got it in him, but they haven't. Is Frenchie still making the
virus,
isn't he?
Yeah.
I think something's. I don't know how different they're going to go away from the comics, but I think they're both going to get V1, him and Butcher, Homelander and Butcher. I'd love to see just an all-out crazy moment or something, and then perhaps they're in a room in the White House or something, and they're still fighting, and they're going to fight, and maybe Huey drops the V1 virus in there, kills them both, and that's it. But I feel like we need to see some sort of relation to the comics where Butcher does, to a sense, kill Homelander, because that's what he's been wanting the entire thing. He's been wanting to get Homelander, and I feel like if it wasn't Butcher that did it, because obviously it's not going to be Black Noir, if it wasn't Butcher that did it, I just don't think it would be right, and I don't want Homelander to go out on a virus. We sort of saw Homelander very weak in that cell from the last episode.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him go out in that sense. I would prefer, I saw a theory being like, imagine if it was just they both lose their powers, Homelander and Butcher, and they just fight as normal people, and that'll be it.
To be fair, Homelander would be fucked.
Homelander will be done, yeah.
Butcher's whole thing the whole time has been just fighting. I mean, apart from the last season, has been just fighting as a guy, and he's put up a good fight the whole time.
Yeah.
He's killed off loads of soups. So
I think we're going to see a lot more people die next episode. I think, one of the people
from
Noir is
here on out, maybe not 6, but definitely 7 and 8. I reckon you lose 4 or 5 people an episode.
You got to. It's boiling over.
I think next week Deep and Noir are gone. I reckon
you think both of them are gone?
I reckon they kill each other.
Interesting. Okay.
I reckon they're on the podcast and they lose it at each other.
That'd be interesting.
Podcast and kill each other on the.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting, actually. Because, like you said, we started off with the losing A-Train. We obviously now lost Firecracker. I think Stan Edgar's gone in the next couple. I thought he was done the last one, but obviously they needed him. But I don't think they need him anymore.
It was when he was like, he said to Homelander, what was the line? It was like, you showed more promise, but then we saw how that turned out.
Yeah, I love that scene because the way that Stan Edgar was he's terrified, but also he just doesn't care. So he's got up to Soldier Boy and Homelander and just, giving it all that. And I just think that's great. Because imagine being in a room with no exit because the exit's behind them, and you've got Soldier Boy and Homelander stood there.
Yeah.
But I'm intrigued to see, because I don't know if Soldier Boy will turn on Homelander. Obviously, Soldier Boy's it's a really tough one. I don't know how different it's going to be from the comics. I just think we're in for a treat because, like you said, people are dying, people have to go, and I just wonder how they're going to do it.
I just have to say, I'm so glad they haven't done what so many other shows would have done, and they would have put the cliffhanger of Soldier Boy at the end of 4, and then he wouldn't have come back till like next week. Instead, he's been like a consistent highlight of this season all the way through, and I'm so
100%.
grateful they've approached it like that. There's so many shows that be like, oh, we're doing this next, and then you'll get to like episode 8 of that next season, and then it appears.
Yeah.
It was like maybe 10 minutes into episode 2, and I can understand why it wasn't in episode 1, because there was so much they had to achieve in that first one.
Yeah.
I do currently think that first episode is still my favourite of the season.
I think the first episode was great. I think episode 2 was really good as well. I liked the whole dynamic between between Butcher and Soldier Boy, and that whole scene of, the rock dude, whatever he's called, rock thing.
Rockhard.
That's the one. I liked the first 2 episodes, and I thought the last 3 were good. I don't think they were fillers, like we said, but I do think they're leading up to something. You have to have some sort of. You can't just be all chaotic the entire thing, because it just wouldn't work. If everyone just died in the first 3 episodes, and it's just like, well, now what? You're leading up to something, and that leading up is the big battle, isn't it? So I think we've got a lot to look forward to in the next 3. I think that, I think from here it's all just going to go completely chaos, and I just can't wait for it because. But like you said, they've done this right, and if anyone else, I don't think anyone else could really do it, but they couldn't ever do something like, Homelander loses his powers and he just gets put in prison, and that's the end of it. It's just like, well,
yeah, no, that would be a terrible ending.
That'll be awful. We know how the series is with. Yeah,
he has to. There's no. Well, I think it was in the same interview where he mentioned the Stranger Things dig, obviously indirectly, but it was so obvious, we all knew.
Yeah.
He was like, someone said, oh, the best villains can always be redeemed. What would be Homelander's redemption? And he was like, this guy's too far gone. There is no redemption.
Homelander can't redeem himself.
He was like, I love Eric Kripke, but there's not even words in that guy's head that could write this guy to be a good guy anymore.
You can't. I don't know if that's because obviously Homelander said in an interview towards the start of it, he was like, he's done some really bad stuff, but this series he does something really bad, and I don't know if that's happened yet with him. With a couple of things he's done, with like Firecracker and beating his son almost to death and stuff like that. I think we're going to see something else from Homelander that's just going to be like, okay, surely, because
yeah, I mean, I don't think it'd be the Firecracker thing, because obviously we saw what he did to like Supersonic. Maybe it's the Ryan thing, because it's like it is his son.
Yeah,
but also,
could be. He said this is worse than the plane stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it can't be. I think it's got to be when he's in the White House.
Yeah, he does. He must.
I reckon he kills the president.
Yeah, we know in the comics he does.
Yeah,
but also something we haven't talked about this episode, Ashley. How does that come into it? Because I can't remember her in the comics. I've got a complete blank, but obviously she's got the Voldemort-style head that's telling her all these things that sort of relate, can talk to Sister Sage indirectly and all this sort of stuff. It's really interesting. I just feel like her and what's the sort of priest guy called?
Father.
Oh, Father. Yeah. I find him quite interesting, but I feel like those two surely are done as well. Like when Homelander gets to the White House, which has to happen, he's just going to go ham on everyone.
Oh yeah,
Surely.
they're done.
I find this whole series interesting with the whole prophet thing as well. Like I find, how Homelander wants to be this god essentially, and he's talked about if anyone doesn't want to follow me, they're done sort of thing. If he gets the V1 and he's like that, I imagine he'll get the V1 if he gets it either this episode or episode 7, and I would like to see him take it and have this thing, but I'd love to see everyone come against him or so. I don't know. It's really difficult because obviously it's going different from the comics, but I just want to see more of. We've got 3 episodes left, 3 of Anthony Starr's Homelander, which is the best casting of all time, and I just want to see more, as much as possible, of his brutality, which is what makes him great. So
Yeah. I think it's good as well. It's like this show doesn't shy away from having longer episodes where it needs it. Like this week's episode was nearly an hour and 10 minutes. Didn't need to be. They didn't need to do that. But
yeah,
we've had, I think, 3 now of this season have been over an hour.
I think the last 3 are all the same, an hour and 10, I think. They're not
Yeah,
doing
but
anything like Stranger Things have done, where it's almost 3 hours and nothing happens. In that hour, things are happening.
I mean, I read today, like literally before we started this, that originally the season was 13 episodes.
Okay, interesting.
Like they were going to like go all out for this one, but I like that they scaled it back to their 8 that they always go for.
Yeah, they had to, I think. But like we know from this episode, the Terror's POV, how Butcher now wants to or is happy to give Annie and Kimiko the V1 if they need it.
That was a really nice scene.
That was a good scene because
when he was like, "Oh, you can have some for Annie and I always forget her name."
Kimiko,
yeah. And then he was like, "And what about you?" And he just doesn't say anything. He knows he's too far gone and doesn't need to be saved anymore.
I think he just wants to go for Homelander, doesn't he? And he just feels like he's not going to make it out. He doesn't want. Yeah, like you said, he probably just deep down, I think, wants to be. Because I know we know from episode 7, the title, there's going to be some sort of link to the comics of how he does go a little bit mad, but maybe it doesn't go down that route because he's had some sort of redemption this week and something happens with Kimiko, Frenchie, and MM. That's out of Butcher's control and he can't save them, and there's some sort of redemption that he's trying to get. I don't know. Maybe Homelander kills them instead of what Butcher usually does. Homelander gets the V1, goes crazy, and kills some of the boys. Perhaps. Or Soldier Boy does.
Like a Frenchie death, and then they obviously will go after him from that. I feel like unfortunately, I think Frenchie's the most dispensable.
Frenchie is, yeah. Kimiko's obviously one of the best characters. I think Kimiko's one of the best characters in there because
I think you add a not moral dilemma. I guess you add a layer of extra difficulty with Kimiko because she has got the V. So if the virus gets out, she's in trouble. Same with Starlight. Same with Butcher. Mother's Milk, you have the thing of his wife and kids, so you've got to pay that off. You can't just like kill him off. Huey is of course like the main central character, whereas like as much as we all love Frenchie, feels like we've wrapped up most of his storyline now. Season 3 we had all the stuff before they went out to Russia. Last season you had all the stuff with his like you dealt with his sexuality and stuff.
Yeah.
We kind of dived into every element of his character at this point, so I think if anyone was to go, it would be Frenchie.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it's just from thinking about it now, I do think it's going to go down a different route than the comics. I don't think Butcher will go for them. I think Homelander will do it. And I think then Butcher and everyone whoever survived will go after Homelander then. I think that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't see Butcher doing it. After that redemption of him, accepting to give it to them, it wouldn't make sense for him to just go completely against it 2 episodes away and want to kill him. It doesn't make sense. After all of what Huey's been telling him, it wouldn't make sense for him just to kill him unless something really goes wrong with the V1. But I think Homelander will do it, and then Butcher will go for them, and then we'll go down that route perhaps. But
I know we never get this stuff in The Boys, like the sort of Marvel style final sequences. I would love for that President battle to be like Homelander, Soldier Boy, the rest of the 7, and then Butcher turns up with like Starlight, Kimiko, the Gen V people, and it's like a fucking brawl. for which side is going to win. I'd love something like that, but
That would be crazy.
unfortunately, Kripke's kind of tempered our expectations by saying, like, look, we don't have the Disney or Marvel budget, but there's still been some great fight scenes this season.
There's been some great stuff, like the whole stuff last episode with Marathon Man, Mr. American, what we call him. Yeah, we don't. Obviously, I know it's a Prime Video, all that sort of stuff, but I don't think they need to go down that route of having crazy. All you need is a Butcher versus Homelander. All you need is a Butcher versus Homelander, and I think Soldier Boy probably doesn't really care for any of it, does he? He just wants to live his life.
He could literally power them all as well if he wanted to.
Yeah, you could. I just think, as long as we get that big battle scene of Homelander and Butcher and, what's been leading up this entire 5 seasons, I'm happy. But I think, I don't see what can possibly go wrong with this finale. I just don't see how it can be a Game of Thrones or a Stranger Things. I just think it has to be.
It's not going to please everyone, but I don't think it's going to be a bad finale.
No. It'll be good to have a chat about it in 3 weeks' time and see what we think about it. But
yeah, we got a lot of other TV wrapping up and coming out in the same time as well. So we do. Got another 3 weeks coming up of TV related conversations.
Absolutely.
We'll be back next week talking about Daredevil. We'll be back the week after that talking about the Punisher special. And then we'll be back again the week after that to discuss how this wraps up finally. So we've got some exciting stuff coming up.
Absolutely, we do.
And new guests. We will have new guests. Got people lined up. So
we will.
I think that's all for today's week.
Yeah, bring on the finale of The Boys and drop your thoughts in the comments, etc. Yeah, we'll be back for the finale of The Boys.
Yes, we will. Fingers crossed is good.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, well, thank you all for watching. Make sure you're dropping a subscribe if you're on YouTube and drop us a follow on the Spotify and Apple podcasts as well. And we will see you next week. Goodbye.